What do you think when you're talking to these young people that are talking about their future? What do you think about what's happening with AI and the potential for AI to displace jobs? And these people that are investing their future and going to school and getting this job that might not even exist.
Yeah, totally fair. It's a big fear. So I'm going to start this part by saying I don't 100% want to listen to anyone that says they know what's going to happen. Because there's the doom and glooms that says everyone's job's going to go away. And then there's those that say it's going to create a shit ton of new jobs. I don't listen to any of them. No one knows what's on the other side of the hill of AI. But we do know AI is coming. So there is the best things to prepare for it. Trades, very smart. They've been smart for a while, but they're very smart with AI because it's probably not coming for an electrician job. Probably not. Degrees in general, what degree you get in school has been one of the largest and most consequential decisions that people have been messing up for the past few years. And it's actually one of the leading causes for that gender wealth divide that is always talked about. When compared for the same job, same person, same experience, which is never compared in that study, it's actually 99%. Very similar. But what we see oftentimes, and I feel bad for the women my age with this, is statistically they've gone and got lower paying degrees, and now degrees that are very susceptible to AI, which is going to be very damaging for a large group of people that are going to push them to become even more radical. But women have gone and borrowed a lot more money for degrees that provide a lot less return on investment, like sociology, psychology, the arts, things like that, where you can't maybe even get a job. You're going to be a barista, or if you are going to get a job, it's usually a lower paying job, where men have gone, we've fallen this thing in our society where men have always tried to go to that higher income side and give up a job they like for it. So they'll go into engineering, the maths, the sciences, even if they don't like it, or the trades, very labor intensive. And even though AI, they're susceptible to some things in tech there, it's always been higher paying, and that's what's made that gender wealth gap so heavy. That and then women post-birth is the second highest leading cause. But when it comes to AI, people are already making the mistakes in the degrees they've been getting over the last 10 years, and now this is just going to accelerate that even further. When it comes to data entry jobs, things that are super easy, even unfortunately, who knows if we'll allow it for therapists, but it's getting there pretty quick. People are willing to trust AI way more than we thought. In these psychology degrees and whatnot, writing degrees, things that unfortunately that large sector has gotten, they're much more susceptible to AI. And I think it's going to lead to a lot more political radicalization. And that's what scares me more than anything. Was it the UN? A reputable source said 40% of global jobs are susceptible to being replaced by AI. Now, the more developed countries were a little better. It's a little easier, but we're talking about those that are doing like customer service jobs in India and things like that. They're going to be damaged heavily. We're going to be a little better in Europe, in the United States, in Canada, Australia, but it's scary. And people need to prepare themselves by trying to borrow the least amount possible when they get their degree, go to community college if they can, and go into something that's more AI resistant, which to me is, again, things like trades, things that need that extra creative edge where AI doesn't seem to be able to get there yet. Maybe it'll be able to at some point. Right now, they're really good at going through numbers and stuff, but that true creative edge, actually coming up with something new, that's what I think people should be going towards in college right now.
You got a degree that's not really a good degree financially.
I dropped out.
Yeah, well,
but close.
But going to school for something that's not viable financially. Why do you think, and particularly women, why do you think so many of them get these degrees in sociology, get these degrees in gender studies, get these degrees in things where you're just not going to be able to make a living in what you're going to school for?
Yeah, I think you can do a lot of good in a lot of them. So if you're doing social work like that, nursing actually does pretty well, but in that a lower paid part of medical, you're doing a lot of good. We spent a lot of decades trying to really fix the percentage of college. We were having like men. It was only men going to college. And we put a lot of effort into women going to college a bit more to catch up, which is fair. That was good. I am for that. But once they got there, why they're doing it, it's harder to say, but they definitely do more gravitate gravitate as a cohort towards those lower paying degrees like psychology and whatnot. And I don't know, men just go to the higher paying degrees. I don't know if it's just something in our culture where men feel like they need to be a breadwinner or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if that's what it is, the need to be a provider and the thinking like these low paying jobs are not going to be able to give me any money.
Yeah.
How am I going to provide? How am I going to have a family? How am I going to pay the bills?
Yeah.
Whereas
But now
women-
men are starting to kind of fall off that platform though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been watching the trends, but now it's closer to like 65% of new degree holders are women, and men are just not going to college anymore. Some of them are,
65%, really?
it's
That's
pretty crazy. It's like 60 or 65%.
Wow.
It's getting pretty intense, and
Well, what are men doing instead?
there's a lot of losers. There are a lot of losers where they're not getting any education. They're not looking for any kind of job. They're not even collecting unemployment. They're literally just sitting on their ass. That is a big cohort of people right now.
What do you think
men.
what's causing that?
Well, fuck. There is a lot of the red pill victim mentality. I don't know if I want to fully enable it, but I mean, maybe there's some justification a little bit, but they think that everything's against them. They think that DEI specifically was preventing them from going to work or preventing them from going to school, that schools politically captured. There's a survey done that of people that were choosing not to go to college. 30% said that it's because 30 or 40% said it was because college was becoming too politically captured. So there is that. Then they don't have jobs. They don't have skills. They don't have experience. So it's harder to get a job. It's easier to just kind of sit at mom's home, play video games, do drugs.
Jesus. That's bleak.
It's bleak. And the gender wars are horrendous right now. I don't know if you see any of it online, but the gender wars are horrible.
The gender wars.
Oh,
Meaning-
yeah.
what do you mean?
Young women just being so anti-men and young men being so anti-women and cheering against each other. It's horrible. It is horrible.
Like uniquely new? Like this is
much more than ever before.
what do you think is causing that?
A lot of it started 2016 election. A lot of women got very angry that Trump was elected, and they followed something that happened in South Korea as well, where the women said, no men, no dating, no sex. There was a term for it, but they cut off everything. And there was a little bit of that movement after the 2016 election here in the United States as well. It didn't gain as much traction, but this is very divisive, and it goes back to the algorithm that we were talking about earlier as well. A lot of people get put in those echo chambers where you need to have a villain, and the men are the villain or the women are the villain. The women are the reason men aren't doing well. The men are the reason women aren't doing well. The men have been holding us back forever. They've been, keeping us in the kitchen and everything like that.
The 4B movement.
Yes.
Women boycotting men. Anti-men movement. 4B movement is a radical feminist rebellion that emerged around 2015. It's named after 4 Korean terms starting with BI, meaning no. Bihon, no heterosexual marriage. Bicholsen, no childbirth. Biyone, no dating men. Bisekyu, no sexual relations with men. Okay. Participants argued this is not about misandry, but rather a drastic method to opt out of an intensely patriarchal society and protect themselves from gender-based violence such as digital sex crimes, spy cams, and workplace discrimination.
So it picked up some pretty big steam here in the United States after 2016.